Today for dinner, it is a Tison Veggie burger. Real easily, you can run out to the store, buy a frozen vegan burger, bring it home, throw it in the microwave and be done. But part of Let It Go diet is to teach you new recipes, new food groups, and how to mix them all together. So today we are going to make a vegan patty, a beefless patty. The reason why this recipe is really important to me is the whole reason why I started eating clean. I don't eat clean year-round, I do spurts. I'll do 3 weeks of eating clean, as we are now with the Let It Go diet. I remind you, next week we progress each week. Next week we'll do 2 days of smoothies and then 3 days of juicing, so there will be no meals at all. So you'll really learn to make good food choices and battle your emotions. What do I mean by battling your emotions? Today I was watching the television, I was watching a sporting event, and I think there was about 10 commercials of fast food, pizza, or candy. And when you're eating clean, yeah, you really do crave that stuff, but you have to just constantly remind yourself, I'm doing this for me, it's bettering my body will transform. Part of transforming is also loving the process of cooking, meal prepping, going out and buying healthy, organic groceries, coming home, cleaning it, and putting it all together. Why did I start eating clean? This is important. My dog, his spleen had burst, and I had to rush him to the emergency room, and he had his spleen removed. He was given 1 month, at most 3 months to live, and he spent a week in the hospital. I was determined, I loved my dog, that we would beat this. We would live a lot longer than 3 months. What you see in this recipe is what he ate minus the beef. He lived 3.5 years cancer-free. I want to repeat that. 3.5 years cancer-free. It made me realize, what is dog food doing to our pets? What's it doing to our dogs? My dog didn't have a choice. I was feeding him healthy food. He lived 3.5 years, and after he passed, he lived to be 12, which is an old age for an English bulldog. I decided to change my own body. I decided that if, for my dog, for 3.5 years, if he ate what I gave him, I owe it to him to eat clean, to change my diet, and see if I can transform my body. So in short, I lost 31 pounds in 3 weeks, and I truly realized we are what we eat. Control your emotions. It's called emotional eating. When you see these commercials on TV, you want to run and get pizza. You want to run to Burger King. You want to run and have candy. I wish I never even said their name on this video. We can do better. Ignore the commercials. That's about making money. This is about making you healthy. This recipe is a 3-step process. First, we will add ingredients to the skillet. We'll warm those up. We'll bring those warm ingredients and we'll add them to ingredients that we'll have in a bowl. Then we're going to take what's in that bowl and make it into a patty. That will be our veggie burger patty. Then we'll put it back in the skillet and warm it up on the stove. Follow along with me. I'll have to read the recipe, so I'll look down a few times. At the end of this video, I will list out the full ingredients that it takes for this recipe. I already put the crushed red pepper in there. It called for 1/4 to a teaspoon of crushed red pepper, 2 or 3 garlic cloves. I already chopped up the garlic cloves, so we'll add that in. It also called for 1/4 cup of fresh green beans. So I cut the ends, I washed everything, I cut the ends off the green beans and then cut them into fine pieces. It's also calling for 2 scallions, 2 green onions. I chopped that up finely as well. 1/4 of a teaspoon of fennel seed, so, well, I like fennel too. It doesn't hurt to add a little bit more. Bragg's amino, next we're going to add, kind of like a soy sauce, just a little bit healthier. 1 tablespoon. ½ of a lemon juice. So since I'm squeezing it by hand, I'm going to use a whole lemon. versus a manual hand juicer would really get a lot more juice out. So, again, I like the lemon juice, so we'll rub that in. We're going to add a cup of our chopped spinach. Earlier I chopped up some spinach into real small pieces because we're going to add this into a patty. So we have a cup for later and a whole cup of spinach that we're going to put on the skillet for now. I'll read step 1. In a medium pan, add crushed red pepper, chopped garlic cloves, scallions, chopped green beans, fennel seeds or fennel powder, Bragg's amino liquid, a half a lemon juiced, 1 cup of our chopped spinach, and we're going to cover the pan and we're going to bring it to a little bit of a boil. It will boil quickly, and we're only going to cook this for 3 minutes. It's a quick cook. The only reason why we're cooking that is to warm it up so we can make it into a patty. Okay, step 2. The skillet is on the stove. In a medium sauce bowl, add together a 1/4 cup of black beans, garbanzo beans, and sweet potato puree. So we're going to add a 1/4 of a cup of each. This is a half cup. So I'll add in garbanzo beans and the black beans. So I did a 1/4 and a 1/4 cup of that. We need a 1/4 cup of the sweet potato puree. This is a half cup, so I'm just going to go half. Half of it's going to stick into the cup. So at the end I feel pretty confident that there's a 1/4 cup. 2 tablespoons of blueberries. Again, blueberries just are packed with so many micronutrients. I really feel the sweet potatoes and the blueberries was one of the 2 main ingredients that really helped my dog. It calls for 4 tablespoons of chickpea flour. One to 2 tablespoons of sunflower seeds. This gives it kind of, believe it or not, a burger will have a little bit of crunch from the fat that's in a natural beef patty, and that's what the sunflower seed kind of mimics. 1 tablespoon of tahini paste. If you've never had tahini paste, go to the supermarket, buy it. It's a little bit more pricey than a regular peanut butter. However, it's delicious. It's crushed sesame seeds. It's wonderful on apples and pears. We're going to put it into the veggie burger. Note, the store did not have the tahini paste. However, they had a pumpkin butter, which we already have pumpkin in here. So this is the pumpkin seed, sesame seed, pumpkin seed, it's all the same. We just need something to adhere it all together. So it calls for 1 tablespoon. We have to add in 2 tablespoons of shredded carrots. Okay, so now we are going to mash up what's in this bowl. With a hand masher, we'll stir it and mash it. We don't have to overmash it. And then we'll add it to the ingredients with the skillet. So mash this up pretty good. It does not need to be a smooth consistency like mashed potatoes. Almost like a salsa. One time I ran into this guy and he asked me, "Hey, do you like a salsa?" And I said, "Yeah." This was up north and there's a lot of Italians. I was like, "Oh, I love a sauce. You know, I love pasta, I love sauce." "Oh, do you love a salsa? I'll bring in a salsa." He was Italian. So I went out and bought a special gourmet pasta, thinking when I meet up with this guy, I'm going to get this a salsa. I met up with him, had this gourmet pasta, brought it home, the whole entire jar, made everything, poured it on, and found out it was salsa. What Italian makes salsa? Okay, I wanted to show you the consistency of the mash that we made. So it's kind of almost like a cookie dough. Now we'll grab the skillet from the stove. It was covered. It was brought to a boil. And here is that consistency. My lid was not real tight, so I did lose some moisture. Need be, I can add a little bit of water in. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and stir in our mash with what came out of the skillet. And you can see it's still kind of a watery cookie dough. Remember, we want a consistency of something like a burger, so to get that thickness back, we're going to add in the fresh chopped spinach. It was 1 cup chopped spinach. Well, the good news is the moisture content is still there. I thought for a moment I would have to add in some water. Alright, from this we are going to form 2 or 3 patties. It doesn't make a difference. You'll eat half for dinner and half tomorrow for lunch. I'll see you at the stove. Okay, I've formed my patties. I actually made 2 patties and I saved half for tomorrow because we'll eat half today for dinner and then we're going to eat half tomorrow for lunch. We'll cook the patties for about 5 minutes on each side. I threw a little bit of water in the pan, but you do want each side to be a golden brown. So after about 5 minutes, we'll flip the burger over, or veggie patty, and we'll cook the other side for 5 minutes. Okay, they were cooking for about 5 minutes and I went ahead and flipped them. They're golden brown on one side. If they stick to the pan, you want to use a good non-stick pan. I had to add about a tablespoon of water right before the flip. It steamed up and the water was able to get underneath the veggie burger and I was able to flip it over. So we'll cook it again for 5 more minutes. So I just threw some water in just to give it so it didn't stick to the pan. Just splash some water in and it creates some steam. So do that periodically over the 5 minutes of cooking it on each side. You might need to add in another tablespoon of water here and there. After a while of cooking, about 5, maybe 7 minutes on each side, turn up the heat a little bit. They'll start looking like a burger and they taste amazing. There's no fat. Voila, we're done with the Tison veggie burger. Does it take a little time to cook? Yes. Do you need to experiment heating up the skillet to get the consistency of the brown crust that you want on the burger? Yes. Are you eating healthy? Yes. Are you learning new ingredients? Yes. Does it take time to go to the grocery store and love what you're doing? Yes. But if you went to the gym and worked out for an hour and drove there, it's probably an hour and a half, an hour 45 minutes out of your day. After 21 days, can you lose 10% in your body weight? Can you drop your blood pressure? Can you lower your pulse? Can your skin look more vibrant? You're doing good for yourself. We're not eating the burger alone. You can garnish this with some veggies of your choice. I went with some zucchini chips. I took some zucchini and cut it up fine or thin to make zucchini chips with some cherry tomatoes, a little bit of broccoli, and fresh basil. I'll also use some romaine lettuce to garnish the plate with. I like the crispy side of it. And our burger on top. And I am going to sprinkle a little bit, it's not ketchup, it's not mustard, it's not mayonnaise. A little bit of balsamic vinegar. And as always, a taste of the veggie burger with a tomato. I mean, it tastes like a wonderful meatloaf. You'll love it. Just get the consistency you want for the brownness. You might have to add water to the skillet. The Tison veggie burger. When someone asks now, do you know how to make a veggie burger? Heck yeah, you do. Make sure you subscribe. to the channel and like this video.